Hello there, everybody. This is Certain Lack Sanity, and I'm going to teach you how to do Among Us mods. So your first step is going to be go ahead and make a folder wherever you want. It could be on your desktop, it could be in your drive directly, like mine is, and you just title it Among Us mods. So you know what it is, you know where it is, etc. Then I already have stuff in this folder because I've done mods before. You're going to go ahead and open this up and you're going to leave it there. Just leave it there open so that you're ready to do anything in here later on. Now what you're going to do, you're going to go ahead and go to the Town of Us GitHub and get the latest version. Now, I'm going to go ahead and grab the latest version as well. I'm actually going to open it in a newer tab here. And then, let's see if I remember how to install here. Yes, right here. Go ahead and grab the zip, the .zip. Now, go ahead and install that .zip into your Among Us mods folder. Alright. Don't need to do anything else with Town of Us now. I am going to go ahead and grab the Crewlink here as well. So, likewise, go ahead and grab the latest version. Go ahead and grab the .exe and install it into the same folder that you did before. Alright, we're done here on the web page side of things. Actually, no, we are not. Sorry. Back here on the Town of Us page, you're going to want to scroll down. This is the most recent version, and these are the versions that it is compatible with for Among Us. Now, the version doesn't necessarily need to match perfectly. However, the current version of Among Us is incorrect. Hold on, I gotta... Yeah, I'm not on beta previous, okay. So you'll see down here in the bottom left, there's the date. So 2023 7/12/S, which, as you can see here, is much later than the current version. So what we need to do, we need to go ahead and quit Among Us. And in this case, we need to go to Properties, Betas, Public Previous. And then we go ahead and update our game. That should only take a second here to update for me. This new version of Steam has been making things take a lot longer to download than they used to. So I'll go ahead and open it again just to show you that we'll be much closer to the date this time. Alright, you'll see it's at 6/27/S, which is still later than the last version on here, but it is much closer and it does work. So, without further ado, we're going to get into how you actually do this. So you're going to go ahead and right-click your Among Us in your Steam, Manage, Browse Local Files. That will open up this file browser. You're going to go ahead and open your Among Us mods folder. And by the way, this is my already finished folder, so you can see the end result here. You're going to go back one step. So you're back to here. You're going to find Among Us, copy, paste. And then once that is done, which it's done now, you can go ahead and close out of this. You'll see you've got an Among Us here. Now, it is very important. You can rename this folder, which I am going to do. However, do not rename anything inside of this folder, even the .exe. If you want to rename something, what you can do, you can take a shortcut of the amongus.exe. So create a shortcut. You can throw that onto your desktop, and you can rename that. Do not rename anything else. Otherwise, it will not work. So, you can see we've got a copy of Among Us here. We're going to go ahead and take that Town of Us 5.0.1.zip, and we're going to extract all into here. It's important that I'm extracting it here, and you should as well, because if you try to extract it into the folder alone, it will not work. And that's due to how the file paths are. So, what we need to do now, it went ahead and opened up this. We go inside. We're going to want to copy all of the files from here. And we're going to paste them into our Among Us folder. Now you can see we've got the Among Us tutorial folder filled up just the same as my working one. No differences. You can check all the files, etc. Alright, and now we can go ahead and change our normal Among Us just back to the normal version, if you so desire, because you will never be playing this to run your mods. What you're going to be doing, and I will show you that it works, go ahead and pop this open, and you run amongus.exe in here. Or if you have a shortcut for it, you can run that. It doesn't want to launch mine yet because Among Us is updating, and it technically does still trigger Steam. Okay. It should be launching here in a moment. Unless I bugged it out, which I might have bugged it out because I tried to run it while it was updating. Let me just go ahead and open up Task Manager. Oh. Alright. In this case, it seems like patience might just work. Sometimes it takes a while for your Among Us to launch the first time when you do these mods, because it's trying to process all the mods. And now you can see up in the top right it says mod, and here we've got all the Among Us announcements. It says Town of Us. More importantly, because we did this the correct way, we can not only host a lobby, which if you're doing mods, make sure you're on modded servers. We can host, but we can also move around. If you do this wrong, sometimes when you go to host a lobby, your character is locked in place. Sometimes it won't let you host a lobby. You can't start games. You won't see anything weird. Now, if you go ahead and see, we've got all the Town of Us roles and whatnot in here. Got all the modifiers. You can see I've got Town of Us hats and clothing on. So that all works. Alright. We're gonna go ahead and close out of this. Next up on our bucket list, Crewlink, which I just realized I grabbed normal Crewlink. Give me a second. Alright. Let's go ahead and download you. You want better Crewlink. And the appropriate links will be in the description for all of this. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. Now, you don't need to do anything special for this. You just go ahead, you run the setup, it installs the program. When that program is installed, which I already had a version, which hopefully this didn't cause any issues, you see it's just waiting for Among Us. Now, this mod in particular, this is proximity chat. It can be used even with vanilla Among Us, and it works with every mod that I know of. So you'll see I'll just go ahead and launch normal Among Us. And now it's showing a different screen on here. Let me just go ahead and play and launch into a lobby. Online. Nope, just normal NA. Host, confirm. Now you'll see on the right side of my screen, anytime I talk, because I have voice activation on for proximity chat, a green bubble shows up. I don't have any of the settings set here on this one, so this is massive, for instance, but there's a whole bunch of different settings you can go with here. I have a set of settings I typically like to use for maximum fun with people. There's overlays, compact overlays, which you don't want to disable overlays, and because it's just gone afterwards. But there's all sorts of fun things you can do. Anyways, now you know how to run all of this stuff. So, have fun in your modding adventures. Goodbye.